Hello, Gabrielle. Nice to meet you. My name is Justine, and I will be your human design analytic for today. Thank you so much for allowing me to check your details, to look through your body graph, and analyze your situation. It's a huge honor. You know that I'm learning this, so I hope it will be useful for both sides, me and you. And the only thing I would ask, if you could give me later some feedback. Did it work for you? Did it was useful? What did you learn? Right, that would help me enormously to understand your needs and how can human design improve later in your life. Um, Being honest with you, I'm recording it a second time because I didn't know before that you're a lady. So I was giving in my previous video lots of examples for men. But since we are two girls here, I will focus more now on examples from just a feminine side. So, since I am not a tarot reader, not a magician, I cannot predict the future or imagine what were your previous experience in this world, what led to your career decisions, or what led to your love life. Right? I'm not sure about. I'm not. I don't know your previous experience. Therefore, I will be focusing on potential that is visible now from your chart. 2 points that you mentioned: you want to know how to improve your love life and how to improve your financial situation. And you are very, very suitable for both of these parts. Honestly, you are great you should be great at both of them. You mentioned to me that there was a longer period since you were single, and honestly, I wouldn't get frustrated too much, because in human design there is a saying that until you're turning 27, from 27 till 30, for human design is still a child that learns its path, that learns to use the design, that learns to listen the inner authority. And inner authority is a compass. We are not coming this here to this world just left alone, right, on our and nobody's helping us. No, we actually coming with the clear computer, or I don't know, angel that helps us, that tell us what to do and when to do, and what actually may cause us some harm. So the most important for every single person is to learn that voice of our inner authority, to tell, and and to know when it says yes to us and when it says no. As we already talked with you, you are a generator, right? What does it mean? It seems you probably already read about your role and aura type. We are coming with having some missions, and mission of generator and huge talent is to build, listen to invitation, and then gather those invites from the world, get and no need to manifest crazily something yourself, right? Everything, all the situation in the world will be already for you, and you will just need to say yes, I want to do it, or no, I don't want to do it. Yes. So the thriving, happy, rich, successful generator will be always that person that listens to those things that they want to do, right? That because for those things that you're meant to be, your sacral center, your superpower, will always gift you enormous amount of energy. Generators are called generators is because you have this battery in you that every single day generates the energy for you to work on. Yeah, you're lucky. Honestly, you're lucky. Other aura types don't have it. Most of the time, other aura types either waking up with power, or that is not their day. So they're kind of okay. They will look for a better day to do something. For generators, as long as it's something that you meant to do, well, you will always have this power, the patience, the blessing, the idea, the power, physical as well as mental, to do what you meant to do and what you like to do. You're very strong at so your working ethics are great. You're having lots of possibilities to work a lot, to work hours, but it's not limitless. In human design, not sure if you're heard about it. In human design, we have four centers that generate energy. It's a root one right there. It's our solar plex. It's our ego center, and it's also a solar plex. Sorry, it's your sacral center. You have defined and constantly working your sacral center only, which obviously means people that have more defined, I mean, colored centers, they might have more energy to do physical job and do more working, right, without getting burned out. Since you have only a sacral center and those are entirely empty, you see here there's no activation. All of those gates right there are in your ego center, are not marked or colored, right? There's nothing there. You need to really cherish the energy that is being given to you and remember to rest. So believe me, for the things that you are meant to do, you will have energy like this. But something tells me, if you've been asking me how to improve your work life and money situation, means that maybe you feel a bit stuck. This happens to generators, and as long as they are such a workaholics, right? If they're being broken, tired, and burned out, honestly, Gabrielle, I don't know more lazy, frustrated people that they just don't want to wake up. They just don't want to wake up from their bed. They better stay there. They don't have any ideas, and they are the most laziest, grumpiest, frustrated, nervous people in the world. Very simple explanation why. Because they didn't use the energy they were meant to do for something that they like to do, and they were entirely doing either favors for others or they were following somebody else's lead, even though it's not for them. And eventually, that generated energy just seek down, and there was nothing left, right? So for your situation, remember that even though you're being generator, energy limits are being limited, right? You have this sacral one, and based those activations that come from your sacral explains to you on what activities you would always have the energy for. Just a few examples of how generator needs to look for its career. Even if you're stuck now, you will tell me, Justine, but there's different situation in the world. Now I maybe need to sustain my children. Maybe I need to watch over my parents and make sure that there is a money coming into our house, right? Maybe even though maybe I don't have luxury to do what I like, to do my hobby. Maybe I like to paint pictures, but I have to work as a cashier because I need money and need to feed my family. Yes, but even in your work as a cashier, what generator needs to do is to analyze what you like to do and what you don't. Yeah, imagine that you are person that buys fruits in, let's say, one city from the businessman, right? You have an agreement that you're buying fruits from one businessman, driving to another city, and then selling it to market. So imagine that driver wakes up in the morning, full of energy, battery is full, and goes to another city, drives all the way. Traffic is busy, people are riding crazily. Lots of pedestrians that goes into the street, right, and blocks the street. There is a situations where there is some critical cars just roads can be dangerous, right? But that driver is so skilled, and driving was always what he's good at, so he feels okay. He feels, he sings, he listens the radio, he opens the window, screams at somebody like, hey, crazy, don't drive this way, but it's not draining him. He enjoyed this time while he's been driving those couple of hours to the businessman. And then, it's fine because, and he has this energy ongoing. He's still in a good mood, right? Even though the street might look like a death sentence for some people, right? So he comes to businessman and then he needs to sign up some documents, fill in the blanks, fill in the math, make sure that he has enough money, right? Businessman is grumpy also, the price have changed. And generator hates this type of bureaucracy. He just cannot handle it. He hates it entirely. And he spent with that businessman 20 minutes, and and he feels like it was 5 hours. So means that driving 2 hours was easier to this person rather than talking, negotiating, and doing the leadership work with the businessman for 20 minutes, right? What does it mean? It means that he needs to follow up the path of founding a job that actually he will only be successful if he will be following his driving path, right? So he needs to give up on doing the bureaucracy as much as possible. If it's not possible to entirely get rid of this in his next job or next or his career at the moment, he needs at least to eliminate it until it's very quick and very fast, right? And then focus more on driving skills that he has, because it's not trains him so much. Then he comes to, so imagine maybe he needs to change his job and start to be a full trained driver that goes around the world, right? So for example, from Mexico, that drivers would go to US or to Argentina, from Argentina, somewhere far, that comes later home. And he's so good at it that it's not that hard first. He would have enough energy from his sacral, but also he would very soon be noticed by his job. He would be very soon noticed by other businessmen, right? That he's good driver, and they would start fight for his services. That's how generator needs to found the way where the favors, the activities, something that they like to do. Also, there is example of talking to your authority. Authority for sacral center is talking to you every single day. We just need to listen to it, Gabrielle. Have you ever noticed that if somebody tells you, "Are you hungry?" you might just say, "Nah," or else, it's not you. Did you think about it a lot? Did you analyze what you were saying? Probably not, right? It was just a voice from you explaining your actual feeling at the moment. And that's not entirely you saying, it's your sacral compass, sacral center says to you, like, no, she's not hungry. She's better not take more calories than she's already eaten today, right? So, or the opposite. For example, somebody calls you and says, "Hi, Gabriel, how are you doing? Um, Mind if you want to go with us to cinema, or do you want to go? My husband has a birthday. Do you want to come?" And you say, "Nah," or "Yeah, mm-hmm." It's immediately comes, "Mm-hmm, yeah." That's your sacral center tells you yes or no. We are built this way. This is, you can call it as internal feeling, and also a that saves our lives, that makes sure that we are not dying here. And you can ask the questions of your sacral center about anything. Do you need to go to cinema now or not? Do I need to eat now or not? Do I need to use this job, or maybe I need to stay in my current job where I'm already is? So what the another challenge for a generator is to learn listening his own compass speaking to him, this authority talking to him. So this and is actually a skill to learn. My brother is a generator as well, and same as any other generator, sometimes I can see that he's getting frustrated, he's in a bad mood, and day after day, maybe some issues in university, some problems with the girlfriend, and he's just, he feels less and less energetic because it drains him. He does something that he didn't like, right? He's afraid to leave that girlfriend because even though she's not meant to him, she asks too much money, asks too much, she's being rude to him, right? And he's trying to be a kind, good, nurturing guy, but I know something is not there. And I can see that he struggles to hear his inner authority, inner sacral center saying to him that he's actually, maybe it's not the best thing. But obviously, it should be a very easy questions asked to your sacral center, which only can answer yes or no. So what I do with my brother, I always ask him, do you feel okay? Was it fun today? And he can say yes or no, right? And we have this, light conversation when he's very often says, mm-hmm, mm-mm, sits in his phone, right? Mm-hmm, mm-mm. And then you see some clarity after some time comes after a couple of questions, and then he's actually start telling me, he starts open up and saying, oh, well, actually, I didn't feel. Actually, you're right. I didn't feel good with her, and maybe she shouldn't have talked to me this way, right? And it opens up his eyes, and then he starts understanding that he's been over analyzing, overthinking some things too much, right? And he didn't listen his own voice inside. Same for you, Gabrielle. Learn to ask yourself those short questions. They could be random. The best thing, obviously, to do any exercises when you are in calm state. For example, you are taking shower. You're just taking shower. You're relaxed. And then start. Um, am I a woman? Am I happy? Am I ready to go to work? Did I like speak to this person? Did I feel good when that happened? Did I like to eat? And it could be anything, any questions, very simple one, very clear, that you don't need to think over when you're just saying, oh no, mm-mm, yes, oh no, right? Easy questions, and soon you will feel that when you actually expressing the feeling, your full body reacts a bit, right? You have a feeling, either it could be at your stomach that like, or for example, I'm afraid to drive, and if somebody would say, do you want, gives me a keys, I want to drive, I'm like, right? It's immediately comes from me saying like, no way. And now I've also learned to distinguish that feeling of when sacral says yes and when sacral says no. Generators power to learn distinguishing yes or no, and then answer, and it's going to answer anything. You will meet a new person, and you might think, nice boyfriend, right? He would be a nice boyfriend for me or for my kid, and then you can ask him, how did they feel, right? Well, it's too complex, right? Did they feel good around this person? And if your inner says then maybe it's a nice guy. But if you feel something, or you can ask yourself, did I like when this guy bought me a ice cream? And you say, well, yeah. So teach yourself asking those questions and build that feeling of, answering and questioning. Same with your work. Sometimes we have to do some decisions at our job, that leads us to a good promotions. You've made a good decision. You start working on specific project, or you found a job. You have two jobs to choose, right? And which one to choose, even though both of them quite similar. Your sacral center will tell you which one to choose. Maybe you are actually taking somebody at work, you need to bring more people, right? And then there is a more one person came with their CV, another person came and said, can I work here? And they seem similar, you never met them before, but your sacral, when you will start asking yourself, your sacral will push you towards the correct answer, like the one that says or that's your authority, and you can anything in your life needs to go through the filter of your inner compass. All right, enough about generators. I'll just tell you a couple of advices that I involved into our report, that to evaluate everything that was said specifically for generators. Remember that at work and in your life, in your love life, you need to remember to follow your joy. That in any activity, any job you do, there must be a part that you like, and then when you will do another decision whether you want to work or not, or change the work, right? You need to feel if you will say yes or no, and then do that activity that you liked. um, Embrace your journey. Very often generators are getting into success when they actually enjoying that path. If there is something that you don't like, for example, you a teacher, and you need to do, for example, you used to do lots of homeworks, and then bringing that job home, and then you have to read, and like do extra hours, right? Delegate it to someone. Or you might just do activity during the class, so everyone would just do the homework and you wouldn't have to do it later on after your job. um, Schedule yourself regular rest. Gabriel, you can see you're powerful as a generator, but you have only sacral here. Only this is your only generating energy center. You don't have ego, you don't have solar, you don't have roof. And when people with open centers, very often we are trying to work as if we would have everything red, especially people that have open centers. Especially 5-1s as well. 5-1s are always trying to help others, to make sure that we are keeping our authority, right? That we are not, that we are, if somebody puts trust in us, we cannot allow ourselves of not to help somebody. Not necessarily have to do it. Maybe that day you were tired. So if you will start helping somebody after work, you will be so drained that next day you will still be tired and you will get in fight with your child, or you will do the mistake at work, right? So you wanted to do it as better and help somebody when your battery was really low, but your root center might say, root center always pressures us to do more. You have to, the basically, you have to earn more, you have to do more, you have to stay after hours, do more. You don't have energy from here. So always schedule yourself enough rest. All generators need to sleep enough, need to rest enough, need to take days off enough to do what they like to do. Even if you, at the moment of your life, you don't have the work that you handle well. For example, you hate your job at the moment, you need to have Saturday, Sunday to doing something. Even if your second job, even if you are now obliged to do two jobs, make sure that one of those jobs are something that you like to do, or at least you're capable of doing, you don't feel drained. Sleep well, eat well, do physical activity, because with your channel 214 you actually need to be physically active, your mind needs to be clear. Once you're going to start doing from this, once you're going to stop neglecting yourself, you will notice your battery will be bigger, which means you can do help to others more, right? When you are fulfilled, it means that you can give more to others. So start from yourself, including love life, right? Maybe those 7 years where you've been alone because your batteries were always low, because you've been neglecting yourself so much for work, for kids, for activities that you hate for, and that made you so frustrated, and there would be not enough to start your own love journey. So that's a couple of advices from Avoid overcommitting. For generators, 5-1s are very, very common situations when people are asking you favors. You are powerful, Gabrielle. You have so much in you. You have so much batteries, and around us, not all people around us living their proper lives. Right? There are so many that are broken generators or broken manifestors. They're grumpy, angry, and so on, and when they're not living their own correct lives, they tend to borrow energy from others. It's like energy vampires. So be very careful at making somebody's favors, right? Like it could be a wife that is, she's kind of broken generator. She's not happy, she's frustrated, so she will be demanding more and more and more and more from you, or like your friend that constantly asks for favors. You have right to say, no, I'm sorry, today I'm tired. Or, no, sorry, kids, we're not going to park today, I will rest, but tomorrow with full force we will go and do more activity, because I today needed to rest. You don't have to agree on every single thing. You only have to agree on something that says your inner compass says, "Mhm." I know it's very hard. I'm still learning this, to listen my authority, and mine is even more silent, and it says only once. At least sacral is constantly talking to you. All right. I want to talk a little bit about your profile 5-1, which we are together with me. We are having the same profile, so I entirely share with you the experience. Telling honestly, 5-1 can be very challenging, but it's also very, very rewarding at some points. I'll tell you why. And you're very good candidate to be a 5-1s, because as I already mentioned to you, you are a great leader. You have a very perfect mind and very built, you see your mind, right? And you have a very built up a throat center with lots of activations here, which is basically you manifesting, influencing the world around you through word, through the activities, through leadership of leading others. You might not have crazy amount of energy, but it is enough to do. In order to succeed by being a leader into whatever you will decide to do. 5-1, we have 5 for your mindset, and you have 1 as your body. So that's to represent. 5-1 is very, very good at being on the scene. So I mean, you can actually talk in front of many people. You can. They usually are very charming, very pretty, and people sees us as more prettier than we actually are. Um, that's inner talent. Nothing you can do about it. You might not even put your makeup on, but after you leaving the streets, people are just, look at that chica. That's true. That's this talent you cannot give up on. Also, since 5 is in your mind, right? It represents your mind. They are being charmed after something that you say, how you're saying it, what you're saying to it. And we will talk later more about 4323. As a owner of the 43 gates and the channel itself, you are very often a good talker. You have a very focused mind of what you're saying, but 43 is also let's say, those peoples that bring the ideas that are not always right for the people around you. So you need to really wait, when are you saying a specific mind of yours. For example, in my situation, for example, for many years I was thinking I will be a child free. So I didn't want children, I didn't like them, and whatever I would be, I would say, hate children, I don't want to be with them. And obviously, for people around me that have them, that feel the value of family, that still have conservative views on the world, they would be offended. They would say, "You're crazy, right? You're not normal." So, you as a owner of 4321 channel, you need to remember that those things, you only need to share those things when they are being asked. What is your opinion, Gabriel? What do you think about it? Or when there is a conversation, right? And it's good to interrupt with your thought. Perfect. As a 5-1, you will say this, you will spread this to the world, and people will be like, wow. And why I never thought about it, why it never came into my mind. Maybe what Gabriel is saying is actually makes sense. And you are just wonderful storyteller. You have a gate here, and you probably know how well you can say stories with your gate 33. Then you also have gate 62 that is great at optimizing, placing lots of details um, into your story. And most of the stories you actually experience yourself, and you're funny at what you're saying. You are making point, and people can reflect to what you're saying because they actually experience the same thing. But when you saying this story, everyone's like, oh my god, it's hilarious, so funny, Gabriel, you're so good at telling that story. My mom also has this gate, and we all are laughing our stomachs when we're sitting at the same table at some parties. She tells us this story, whatever, that she was driving I don't know, she was riding the bike, she fell, and she fell into cow's shit. Well, when I'm saying this, it looks stupid, right? But when my mom says it, it's like, oh my god, everyone is just so amazed and funny and crazy. So since you're 5-1 and you are great at making the impressions, making great at telling things, your 33 and 62 are just gift from the skies. You're so good at marketing what you're saying, right? So that's again comes into something that you can build as your strength when you're earning money or when you're attracting a person, right? A new boyfriend or new husband. Your stories, your details, what you're putting into it, but you need to believe in it. You need to experience. You don't need to lie. You don't. It doesn't need to have negativity, because remember, your positive stories with jokes will emphasize a lot. But if you will start nodding, grumping, saying stories that are shitty, negative, that the same will flow to another person. So be careful with your anger, and like aggressiveness, right? Because your stories are really, really influencing others, right? And they really feel it. They 33 gate is actually a powerful that it's directly goes into client's head, right? And or like some other person, and they either can be happy or they immediately can destroy their mood for the rest of the day, right? So you need to be very, very mindful of it. And including also with 33 23, I think you're a better talker rather than you're a listener. Right? Tell me if I'm wrong. It's usually these people are very stubborn because you have your head here green, right? So again, it's another channel that is being colored, right? So it means that it's defined and it's always fixed. It's never changing. I mean, it's very hard to change your opinion. It's hard to change your ideology. Maybe you have some values that my family was always doing this thing, so I will be doing this way. Or it could be even too funny thing, right? Um, I was always driving with my window up, like down. So I will, I won't change this habit ever. So this is your fault, and you are just stubborn on it. Or you like some kind of politician, and people will have to kill you in order for you to change your mind, right? So this is just the part of the mentality. Again, we can have a good part as much as it could be very difficult in relationships, right? If you are so not flexible, of changing your mind, of being stubborn, of saying things whatever you want to say, even it could be a hurtful feeling, and plus remember that you're really, really expressing yourself with your words, because your again forgot because your throat center is so powerful, always and blue, it's colored. Be careful of hurting somebody, of not saying the right thing in the right time. Um, what you can say, for example, you're sitting there with your boyfriend in his house, right? And you're talking. It's a nice house, but you just randomly saying, well, those walls are so ugly. I don't know. The color is just like a poop or like shit. And if your boyfriend, new one that you will meet, or somebody, or your friend that sits with you, is in a good mood, and they previously, for example, you had a conversation of how can you improve the house, how about the styles and so on, he might take it positively and say, yeah, you're right, Gabrielle. This is actually, I always wanted to change it. What do you think should be the color? And then you would thrive and you would be a correct influencing that person of actually changing the color. But imagine if that person just made a repairman, paid somebody to make the color of this, walls, and even though you don't like it, your comment will be not in place, right? So it could work both sides. You either could be a total hater because you said a something nasty, even though it's true. Maybe that color is ugly. That's true. But it was not set on time. So Gabriel, I think as a 5-1, it's very important because remember that people are looking at you with charm in their eyes, and if you will say something not on time when you're not being asked, when it might affect somebody's feelings, their opinion about you will go from hero that they've been really amazed of you and really charmed, this beautiful Gabrielle that they were trusting you, that trust will immediately go boom to zero. 5-1 has this power of influencing lots of people, especially you're very good at having business, talking with different clients every single day that you never knew. You're more difficult when you are in at home. 5-1s usually have a problems with relationships, but they're very good at career because people trusting them, people are coming and they seeking help. They think that you, Gabrielle, are worth to help with their issues, right? They immediately just see you. They think, oh my God, I was looking for you every single day. I want you to help me. um, Family might be asking favors from you all the time. I don't know what you do in your life, right? But maybe you will notice that coworkers are coming and seeking your help or help. So remember, you're a generator, you tend to help others. Remember that you have to look about your sake as well. Do not give free favors for all the time. So generator 5-1, right? And also having influence that you have, make sure, yes, you like to help others, but don't forget yourself as well. 5-1 also, in order to thrive, so we already spoke about 5, right? That you need to think about your influence, right? That you are beautiful to others, that you are smart to others, that you are reliable to others. They think that they can trust, from all of those people, they can trust you because you have this 5. 5 charms others. So be careful of what you're saying and when, right? 42-23 can actually affect very hard and can hit in when it shouldn't be. So if you're going on the first date, you might say something that wasn't on time and it will be, end of the story, right? So, or if that was, if the client is sorry client, if the new person is asking you for a opinion and you said it, even though that your opinion might be not popular opinion, the person might be very amazed at you because, wow, 5-1 said this. Maybe that's true. So you are all about building this image of you being professional, of you being trustworthy, of you being learning amount, like you being a Google for others. And it doesn't matter what you do. 5-1 will only will be able to improve their financial situation when now we talked about 5, now we will talk about the 1. So 1 in your channel represents learning. And Gabriela, being honest with you, true, um, you can actually start from the beginning. 1 in your chart tells already that you're very curious, that you're very smart. but you have to start from the beginning and, dig, 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 learn, 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 build until suddenly you are being a master of that specific thing. I'll tell you a very funny story. uh, I am a trainer, and we once created a project that we were doing different studies. Right, we were creating the learning portal where different lessons could be done online. Right, so I was working with my friend about doing the course for marketing. And yeah, we're good at it, but we were average. And there was one of the people that was so, and everyone was laughing first, which was 5-1. That person placed a course of just a couple of hours. He recorded it, he made a visuals, right, and he placed it on that platform. Do you know what that course was about? That person was living in Wales, in England, and in that place they have a lot of fields, a lot of mountains, and they don't have businesses there. They have sheep and cows. So seems it's not popular, right? But because he all his life he spent at raising the cattle, raising the cows and sheep, right? He placed all his knowledge, all his expertise into that course, into a couple, and he was talking for a couple of hours of how to raise, the little ships, how to build, I don't know, like oh. I don't know because I don't know the animal, right? But he's been talking about that animal, explaining. And that course, through this year, earned the most money because he was so good at what he's doing, and he found his own farmers that were interested into his. He was one of the most influential courses. I don't know, Gabriel, would you choose a course that talks about talks about sheeps? This is very funny, but that also shows that when have expertise, when you learn so much, when you are 5-1 that amazes others, you will always find your clients. You will always be noticed by the boss that you have, by your coworkers, by the people around you. So always learn as a 5-1. Don't be afraid of learning new things. Today you are selling flowers, so you have to know all about them, when to seed them, when to plant them, how to water them, when to put some fertilizers, to whom to sell it. You need where's the distributor is from, where those flowers come from. Are they coming from Mexico, maybe from another country, right? You have to know all. When you're doing something, make sure that you are at least you're trying to build that knowledge. Because imagine situation, Gabriel, to other people you are being this savior, this general that knows everything and then can help you. Another example, you're being a cook, you're being a chef in a restaurant, and the client comes and somebody wants to do a wedding in your restaurant. So obviously they heard about you, they met you in person, then they thought, wow, Gabrielle really, she really was so reliable. She seemed like a person that we can trust, and we can trust in her hands our most precious day of our lives, our wedding day. And we will trust her of doing all the cooking, and then they saying, but we want to do Italian food, please. And then you don't know shit about Italian food, right? You say, yeah, yeah, no problem. And if you will put effort into learning the kitchen, learning the different dishes, learning the methods, spending time, maybe just watching YouTube videos, learning in the internet, all the specialties, how that Italian food could be. It's good as it is, right? But maybe you've learned to do it even better. If you will miss to do this, when the wedding will start, and maybe one of the people will expecting obviously the best from you, and you didn't meet their expectations, it's a disaster. Because it's both a huge benefit and gift from the universe that you have 5. because we are immediately at being a trustful of a person, looking like this to other people. But if we do not meet the expectations, well, then it's a trouble. From hero, from like this general, that person super duper cook that everyone trusted, you will fall under the ground. And obviously that family that were disappointed, they will spread the rumors, they will spread the news, and then suddenly you were dealing only with one family, but an entire town starts hating you. That's another side of being 5-1. I'm not sure. If you have experienced this, please share with me if you've ever had. I had experienced it in in my work, when I disappointed just one person, and it wasn't my fault, being honest with you. And that person talked to the rest of the office, and the rest and the whole all people were so against me, even though it was not necessarily was my fault. It's simply because the another partner in my job, they were hoping, they were placing hopes that you can do it, you can do it, do this, I'm sure you can do this. But they're not always right. Sometimes maybe that family should have talked to you more, right? Maybe they should have, maybe you should tell them that, listen, guys, I know I am good at doing Mexican food, but so Italian will be average, right? I'm good at doing Mexican, so maybe some of the dishes on your table on during your weddings could be still Mexican, and then only some could be Italian. And then it immediately lowers down their expectations, and there won't be this crazy follow down. Why did I tell you this story? You need to remember that what you're saying, what you do, you're very influential, and people are always expecting more than sometimes you can do, right? So you always need to talk and clarify that, listen, slow down. Let's not rush, let's discuss, and this what I can do, and this what I can't. Again, listen to your inner authority, and say, I can do for you, my dear friend, something that says, mm-hmm, but I'm not going to be doing what says, mm-mm. Learning something new is challenging, it's draining, and only what says yes to you, right? Will means that yes, you will put more energy from your sacral here, from your battery, to learning something new, and then maybe it's going to make you better chef, right? It will make you better professional. But what if you put all this effort and you're not even meant to be it? For example, again, examples. You are being teacher, but then somebody says, we need to take those kids and start doing a theater, right? You need to do a show for for the parents, and you never did this before. And because you put so much effort, but theater is not actually your thing, you will put so much effort. Children are going to be nasty, they didn't learn, and then the show will eventually not going to be that good. And maybe even parents will be saying, like, well, that teacher could do better job at teaching our children because show wasn't good. Is it your fault? Partially, right? Partially, you because you accepted the activity that wasn't meant to be for you, right? Maybe your friend from school could be better at doing this. And 5-1 can also be challenging in relationship. When you're meeting person, they all are seeing you as a one person. They may be expecting that, wow, Gabrielle could be this, and this, right? And then when they actually meeting you, they think, well, not what I expected, sorry. And then after some time, right? I experience it. Every single 5-1 experience it. So we need to talk with our chosen ones and set a very clear expectations. You are strong. You have very strong personality. You have a channels 45. You might not even know it, but I think it is. I'm not sure if I mentioned already. 45 is a money channel. So you are not meant to be here poor. You're good at handling money, business, organizing, leading people to it. And it's better if you lead rather than you do yourself, because you have just a sacral channel. in your as a energy type. But us being good with money can also come with some bossiness. Who the boss? Gabriel is the boss. You are the boss. And when you're building relationships, first of being stubborn as you are here from 4323, not being able to properly listening, then sometimes saying maybe something that you shouldn't be saying in that moment, and then also putting somebody under the bus and being bossy could be a very deadly combination, right? Again, Gabriel, I want to know your situation. I want to know if this is right for you, because every single channel, the potential can also be lived in the negative, in the shadows, right? And maybe instead of you being your self-esteem being high, you actually being very not a good opinion of yourself, and then unfortunately also bringing people into your life that are not using this, right? Or maybe using your greatness, using your kindness for just asking favors and not giving anything back. um, all right, so we already talked to you that you are if you would okay, let's move on a little bit. I want to talk about another gate, and this is your gate one, and always as one, a leader. Leader. You are meant to bring your ideas, but also listen to others. Remember, don't be just silent into listening other opinions. Even though you have such a focused mindset and such focused, and such a good storytelling, your memory is wonderful as well. Um, you can bring so much details into your story. You can bring so into your plan of how you're gonna do something. Don't be too much stubborn. Listen to others as well, because you this might happen in your world that you think that you have to do this way and no more ways. That's the only it's my way and no way. Can be right, but sometimes it can be difficult to work with you or to live with you, and that could also build some tensity with the people. Even though if you will find a person that is if you will be more patient and more understanding and more slowing down, right, your wrath, another person can benefit from your lead. They can benefit, they can see your point, right? And then you can lead them to wealth, as long as this wealth is going to be shared with you. Now, obviously the most important part of the chart is your sacral center. I'm coming constantly here, right? Because that's where your authority is. Here you have a very important gates around it. So first is obviously 27, and that's a gate that very common to have for women that works in the careers that cares about others. This is basically the gate is called gate of cariness and nurturing, and it means that people with such gates usually doing a nursing, teachers, taking care of elderly people, or about the youngsters instead, making sure usually these people have lots of children as well. It's not necessary, but only if you want to, right? But they happy of building huge families. These people are good at helping, caring, loving. Very often, people that are doing some activities for the for others, right? For example, activists, caring about your neighbors, caring about people that you live on the same street, right? For example, you know that on the second floor there is a nana, older person. She's not your family, she's not anyone, but it's just a relative, or a person that you know, that she is getting ill, right? She is old, she cannot go to market. You are so kind, and your sacral will give you the energy to, after work, to go to shop, buy her a bread, a, I don't know, some food, some water, and take it to her. This channel activated for the purpose that can nurture your battery. You will always succeed in career that allows to care for others. On top of that, you also have a gate 37. At the moment, it's obviously it's sometimes you feel it more, sometimes it's less because it's not active all the time. But 37 is a gate of friendliness. True, it's a community channel. It's a also it's a tribal channel because we have a individual traits on our child. We have a tribal equal to family type of channels, and we also have community for for the rest of the world, for bigger society channels that are meant not just for us but for the rest of the people. And 37 is basically keeping the community. I assume you are the person that keeps the family traditions, likes to spend time with the family, treasures family, treasures the all agreements, the old ways, how your family have been doing. You want to follow this as well. These are very good parents, very good fathers, very good mothers that have this. And along with your 27 and 37, you can actually be a great career for you, where you will be noticed, when you will have enough energy to thrive and to become a true professional and earn, of course. These two, of course, every single tribal. Now I'm talking about 37. Every single tribal, basically, family is what? It's an agreement that I do this, you do this, and for what we're doing together, the input will make sure that our family is not dying from hunger, is not dying from cold, is not dying from, I don't know, external lions attacking us. That's what built us into families. That one man and woman previously was obviously in the situations that they needed men's physical protection and possibility to hunt, right? So that's what brought us together, this agreement that I will be taking care of house comfortability, maybe bringing some money, having some my responsibilities, but you have also responsibilities as well. 37 is a loving, beautiful channel to have, and it only builds up the power of you spreading this idea of family, of uniteness. If you don't have children and you don't have yet family yet, Gabriel, sorry, I don't know. It also could be your close work relationships, or your society, or your street that you love so much, that became some people that you care for. Because 37, 27, those both channels are for building up this close bonds, making sure that you are together, this togetherness, rituals together, family bonding, family sitting on the same table and eating together, sharing the food, sharing the help. Never you will have low energy for that. So careers that will include care for others are always good for you. Don't worry. So again, we're talking about. Let's get back to my first example of driver. Driving for that it could be really, really worrying and stressful. And at the end, that driver may close their eyes and thinking, "Wow, I'm so tired." But you will be satisfied because that's something that drivers likes to do, and that will be something that you will also satisfied for. Sometimes we are having a very busy day and you think, but I'm so good at this, and I'm so proud of myself that today I helped this and did that and that third one. And this feeling of satisfaction at the end of the day fills up your batteries as a generator. And what's going to happen tomorrow? You're full of energy again. And let me get to another channel of yours, which is one of the most important ones on your body graph, is your graph 214. 214 is actually it, it's a channel of rhythm. It's not constant. There will be some times of minority that you will feel like in a bad mood, But during those bad moods, you actually will be filling up the energy back, and you will be coming more with yourself, more listening to what you do and what you want, because we cannot constantly be happy, right? If when we're having lows, we are more tend to listen to what is actually not working, or how you want to change your life, or how you want to build a relationship, right? Like, or do you even need relationship? So during those moments, we are with each other, with ourselves, right? We can talk with our inner spirit, with our soul, staying in this calmness, in this bad mood, let's call it this way, in this negativity. But then when your energy comes back, you feel more refreshed, you know what you want, you came with some decisions, right? And 214, when it comes with energy, it's just wow. It's so full, it's so a lot of power that the rest of the people, again, remember you 5-1, right? You are influencing others. People just can't resist. They're just wow. Gabrielle, wow, how you did it. So 214 works when you do what you like to do. 214 is Ronaldo has it, Jennifer Lopez has it, and it very often includes activities that you just know you have to do. Doesn't matter what. Ronaldo plays football. Jennifer Lopez sings and dances. She's not thinking with her head. She's not a accountant. She's not I don't know, like, writer. She earns with her body, right? She does something, doesn't matter what. You might be a good gardener, you might be a good seller, you might be good storyteller, something that you are just, goes out of you. It gives you a lot of physical activity, it gives you a lot of support. Mm, so, and 214 idea of that when you have it's rhythm constantly, right? You need obviously to rest, take care of yourself. Sorry, I forgot to mention that since you're good at nurturing other people, helping others, right? 5-1 and 3-7 family, the earnings will come from those areas, helping them. But Gabriel, remember again and again and again, but also caring about yourself. If you will start caring about others only, forgetting about your health, your mental health, your body, you will start working overtime, just thinking that if I will do more hours, maybe I will earn more. Yes, but then who's going to pay for your medicine, right? If you will lose your health. That's that's a gate, and plus it comes from your sacral, this which is really important for you, is that you need to remember that you need to pay attention to your powers, to yourself as well. When you will be fulfilled with fulfilled batteries, then you will be able to give more to others and to your family, including here. So 214, coming back to 214, is a channel that shows the example to others. When you like to do something, playing football, playing tennis, running, and then suddenly you notice that you've been running 5 kilometers, and now since five months now you're running a marathon, and you did it for your own, right? Say maybe it's not even your main job, maybe you're just enjoying it as your hobby, but then suddenly you have a club of supporters, you have your full family started to running, all your friends, your Facebook page is just burning because people are asking, what shoes, Gabriel, what shoes to buy, what how are you running, tell us about your technique, right? Like, you are influencing when you're doing something you like. And this is a wonderful tool and also talent. When you can actually do what you like to do, it will generate you money, and you can actually care of others with that together. Telling story 33 gate to others, and then it's just like a normal marketing. It goes, and you generating income, generating, attracting people into your life. attracting love story into your life as well, and a person will be trusting you, right? So showing the example first of what you like to do, founding the time for what you like to do, and then if not with no time, you will be successful and you will be also accomplished, right? Because that's something that you're happy, that fulfills you. Probably it's important to tell a couple of more gates. You have a gate 44. It's a beautiful gate, also tribal. When you intuitively know that what works for others and what it's don't, right? So, for example, when you're telling your story, right, and somebody asks you a question, or like when 43 asks you a question, you must intuitively know what product, what service is suitable for the person that speaks to you. You have a good taste. You probably a very good gourmand. You have a very good nose, right? So you can sniff something and just like those wine testers. Oh, I don't know. It's a mint and wine done from the Italian fields. You must be a good. You have a potential to be a good cook. You have a potential to be tasteful, modest, and even even if you're doing simple jobs, right? Like to pick up the product which is good for the clients. Let's that are you thinking of. For example, you caring about your clients. If you have shop, if you it doesn't matter, and then you can have a good intuition. What would be the good product to buy for them or to sell to exactly, and what person comes to your shop 5-1, right, and they seeing you immediately, they trusting your decision, and then you have a good choice for them, right? 44. And yeah, they everything comes with your good intention of caring for that person and helping them. uh, Whether the client come back to your shop, of course you will show a great care, and who doesn't like to have feel a little bit of love? Everyone, right? So you have a beautiful, beautiful a chart, and honestly you could actually lead some activities since you don't have energy from other you see it here, you don't have that much of energy. I would suggest you to found a way how to maybe not work that much, but lead the process of that job, right? So, for example, you have a shop. So instead of being just a cashier, you would need to be a little bit above, right, and manage those cashiers. You could be a good at marketing. You could be very because you have a storytelling. You are good at managing because you're 45. 45. You sometimes can provide their products 43, 23 that might client might be shocked at first, but then you have inner feeling from 44 that that's actually a good product for you. And even if you're shocked at the moment, with your speaking abilities, you will be able to persuade, and client will be happy. And then what happened? You nurtured, you helped, and client is happy. Sorry, I made a total mess here. Let me just all this clean. Okay. A couple of challenges. So we don't have. I'm already talking on 1 hour in front, so I sorry for that. I will try to be short now. I will provide you with more gates in your report. The few challenges that you might experience. An entirely open heart. And upper heart is actually showing a ego center that talks about self-esteem, our trust in ourselves, what you want. Because the way how ego center is talking is I want, I, me, my love, my precious. Yes, this is how the heart center talks to us. We need to, all of us needs to have a healthy amount of love for ourselves. And since we already talked that 27 people very often forget about themselves and they're just working for others, you also have a gate 19, very similar to, it's also a family family channel that actually nurturing, loving, fixing for family, for the closest ones, fixing for the work, like open ego can actually lead that you are caring more about others than yourself, and then you are the last. Make sure that when you are, maybe that's what attracts wrong people into your experience, because 5-1 is obviously looks to others that, yeah, that woman is nice, she looks pretty, she looks knowledgeable, she looks that she can sort all my, she can cook, she can do that, and I can use it. Don't allow anyone to use your beautiful life. Learn loving for yourself. Remember that you don't need to prove to anyone nothing. You are you. You do what you like to do because you are an example that you can later talk about here, right? You have your own ideas and you have your own way of talking, right? You don't need to prove others that you might be, that you are what they expect you to be. Um, I've noticed those with open hearts often have problems with weight, some stressed, they feel like they're not beautiful enough, they feel like they may be something wrong with their nose, teeth, whatever you name it, right? And you're already talented and beautiful as you are. To prove some people that not even meant to you, is that matters? No. Gabriel, you will be very attractful for somebody that is actually meant for you. And as we already speak, after 30s, in human design, until 30s, the human design still thinks that you're a child, and your life actually starts after 27, 30. And further. So that's why maybe you didn't meet the right person until now, because it wasn't yet a time. Um, you might know also that ego center, that is entirely now empty here, could be also challenging because it's a money and wealth generating channel. Um, what does it mean if it's entirely empty? There is nothing here, no gates. Does it mean that you won't have any money? No, no. Somebody that has entirely colored ego center, they're just focused on earn money, 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 money. I need. So in their mindset, they know that in order for me to be happy, I will need to have $2,000 every single month, or I need to have $500 every single day. For somebody it's a huge money, for somebody it's not, right? Depends when you live and what you do, right? And how greedy you are, how selfish you are, and what's the situation in your life. When person has an open center entirely, you will start earning when you will be caring for others. We already learned, when you will focus to do what you like to do, and then suddenly there is no limits of how much you can earn. Being honest with you, every single company, when if we know when the company was open, we can also look for the potential in the human design for that company. And the most expensive, the most successful companies and people also in the world, Musk, for example, I think he has an open heart. Steve Jobs, that created Apple, that created all those phones and computers and all of that, he's one of the most richest people, and he has open heart. He's not defined, at least, definitely. He never thought about being rich. He's more thought about the product, about the idea, right? And that's what you need to focus. So remember about yourself. Remember about being resting, loving yourself, then loving your family, nurturing, caring, that will always bring you satisfaction and money. Remember that you have a beautiful intuition of what what is what is good for other people. Remember that you are leader and you are very good at managing. Believe me, whether you will decide to manage or not, whether you will decide to be self-employed or not, you would be a good manager for you and for other people as well. And there is no limits for your money. No limits. If somebody is being focused to earn 2000, they probably will be seeking until they're gonna reach 2000 and they will never grow. Very often that's actually a some specimen, right? That when person is thinking I need this result, and they will never go above that, you suddenly can become in one night, because you have this idea. It's very often happens to the startups, right? Startup is being poor, 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 but they working for free, working in a negative balance, working, losing, just spending, 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 and then suddenly in one night, they were estimating that they will earn 1 million that year, but they've become milliardaires, right? Open heart is a great gift because there is unlimited of how much you have. But remember, it also, in a relationship, it can be codependence, that you feel you understand intuitively that person is not right for you, but then you feel so afraid to um, confront them, that actually, listen, I'm doing everything in our relationship, right? Because you are caring and you have 37, you are meant to fight for your society, fight for your family, build input into that family. But then listen, man, you're not giving anything to it, right? And you might for ages stay with the wrong person because of your open solar plexus. It's just it's usually stressed people that cannot handle emotions, right? I have the same situation as you do. So very often stressed people affect me even more, and then I'm twice as stressed as my boyfriend, that has, for example, a that he was stressed, but then I'm getting twice as stressed, even though I know why, simply because he affects me this way. So remember that that's not always you. It's just how emotions from the outside can affect us, right? And remember that you are fine at protecting yourself, at saying, like, you don't have to put um, all of the responsibility on me. And if you're not giving anything into the family and everything just expect from me, give, 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 favor, 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 goodbye. Say goodbye to that person, and the right man will come. Believe me, the right caring, because 37 will always choose a man. 37 gate is at your here. Will always choose a man that can sustain the family, can sustain her, can support equally. It's about equality, but also about the financials. Um, all right.